Happy Tuesday. You're getting through the week. My name's Kurt Berglund, and every Tuesday I do an unboxing or a demo or what did Kurt learn this week? Well, today we have an unboxing of a brand new set that I've been working on for about, 4 or 5 months. It is for Pine Tar Baseball. It is a Negro Leagues franchise all-star set. And so let's give you the lowdown on this. The source material that I used was a combination of three things. One was seamheads.com. Second was James Riley's Encyclopedia of the Negro League, Biographical Encyclopedia of Negro League Baseball, and the third is Larry Lester's new book on the East-West All-Star Game. Those were my primary sources, my main sources for the research behind the cards that went into this set. There are 8 franchises represented in the set. Each franchise gets 18 players. For the most part, that means 6 pitchers and 12 position players, although we know in Negro Leagues baseball there was overlap, wasn't there, between pitchers playing positions sometimes and vice versa. So for the most part, though, it's 6 pitchers, 12 position players. There's at least a backup for every position on the 8 franchises. But then I realized that we couldn't be quite done there. And so what I did was I made a set of dead ball players, of 18 of those for their own team that weren't in the 8 franchises that are in the set. So they're kind of a collection of dead ball players from a whole bunch of different organizations, but none of them were from seasons that were in the original 8 that I carded for the set. And so that would be, dead ball years would be everything 1920 and before. Then I did the same thing with modern players, 1921 upward, players not with those 8 franchises. So there's 10 teams total, 18 players per team. Then I realized that some great players were amazing with more than one team. And so, or were just amazing because of their name and their significance to baseball. So I made another sheet of 9 players, and I'm calling those guys icons. If you choose, you can put the icons wherever you like. And some of them fit with the franchises. Some of them you might use as free agents. You might put them with the dead ball and the modern teams. It's totally up to you. Plus, you can also have one heck of an all-star game with the players in this set as well. So, 8 franchises, the dead ball team, the modern team, plus the page of 9 icons that you can kind of mix and match wherever you like. The stats for these players were representative of their prime, not their peak. So this is not a set of the best seasons of the All-Stars for the Negro Leagues. No. This is typically their 3rd and sometimes their 4th best season, and fitting that with the 8 franchises. Now, how were the franchises selected? Well, I had 2 criteria for the franchises. The first one was they had to have 900 or more games in Negro Leagues history. So that excluded some really famous teams like the Pittsburgh Crawfords. So you had to have 900 games in total or more. And you had to be over 500 in those games that your franchise had. So you have to have more than 900 games, and you have to be over 500. I did not take World Series participation or World Series victories into account, although the teams in the set certainly have a lot of those. Also, with this set, you will be getting a roster sheet, and the roster sheet is going to show you how the 10 teams sort of lay out. And I also provide a suggested batting order, but you've got more than enough to look at here to devise your own batting orders. Many of the players that are in this set, and there are 189 cards in all. There are some duplicates because of the icons. Some players with more than one card, but for different seasons. So there are 189 cards in all. You will enjoy looking through them. The names are going to be very familiar to you. Many of them are going to be very familiar to you. But in some cases, they might not be. So I gave you some extra information about each player. And to take a look at that, let's take a look at the cards right now. I'm holding in my hand the card for Roy Campanella. Now, this is, of course, has the usual Pine Tar baseball layout. You have his position with his defensive rating in green here because he's a positive defender. Error, sacrifice hit chances, stolen base chances, injury rating, all that. Here's his offense, just like you always see on a Pine Tar card. Down here are his stats, like you always see on a Pine Tar card. In this case, it's for the season of 1942, and he was a Baltimore Elite Giant in that season, and that's the franchise that he's with for this set. But I'm also helping you get familiar with these players in a little bit more detail than that. If they have made the Hall of Fame, I give you the year in which they did that. If there is no year identified, then you know that they haven't made the Hall of Fame yet. And I also tell you what seasons they made the All-Star team, the East-West game for the Negro Leagues. This is not a listing of Roy Campanella's seasons that he made the National League All-Star team for the Brooklyn Dodgers. No, this is just for Negro League's East-West game participation, and that's listed for each player there in the set. All right. Next, I want to show you what the icons look like. This is the man that sort of made the icons necessary. These are the two Satchel Paige cards. I couldn't decide which franchises to put him with, so I put two cards for him on the icons sheet. So first, down below, you'll see that this is for his 1928 Birmingham team. There is no Birmingham franchise team in the set, but his season was so good I wanted to include it so you could make the decision of where to use him. This card is for the 1942 Kansas City Monarchs. There is a Monarchs team in the set. All right, so here everything is usual for Pine Tar, everything you've seen before. But up here I've got his Hall of Fame year that he was inducted and the years he made the Negro League's East-West game All-Star team. All right, and so there is Satchel Paige. You know it's an Icons player because I indicated that above their strategy box. Okay, now let's look at some sheets. What do the sheets look like? Well, each sheet, this is the, let's see, where should we start here? Let's start with Hilldale. And so what you'll see here is that each sheet has 2 pages. Each team has 2 sheets. One is the position players. So you've got here catcher, first base, second base. third base, shortstop, left field, center field, right field, and then start the subs. There's your ninth man, if you want to call him that, although he'd be a pretty good one. Stats are down here. As usual, the seasons tell you the season that the card is based on. The team name is the franchise. The colors for all the franchises here in these bars are different, so you can keep the team sort of color coordinated, color identified. For those players like Martin Digo, who played multiple positions, including pitcher, I'm still providing the slash line numbers for his season, in this case, the 1929 Hilldale season. His slash line numbers for offense are there. Here are his pitching letter grades, his All-Star appearances, and his Hall of Fame induction season. So there's a lot going on this card, but there has to be, because he's one of those players that both played a position as well as pitched in his, and did it well during his Negro Leagues career. This page is what the second page looks like. So on the second page for each franchise, you'll get the 6 pitchers. This is, to give you another look at a different franchise, this is the Detroit Stars. Again, different seasons make up each card, but the franchise is the same. So the pitchers for the Detroit Stars are Donaldson, Dean Gatewood, Bill Force, Bill Holland, and Andy Cooper. Then at the bottom of the pitching page come your last 3 subs. So you have 9 position players on the first page, and then 3 more here to make 12, along with your 6 pitchers makes an 18-man roster. And some Negro League teams, I was on the high end, of course, of some of the Negro League teams' rosters, but 18 was not unrealistic, and that's what I'm trying to simulate here. Again, you'll notice that the colors are the same for this franchise. These are the Detroit Stars. All right, next, want to show you what the Dead Ball Stars page looks like. They're a lovely shade of purple. You'll notice here, as we look at the players, this is Vicente Rodriguez. I picked his 1920 season from the Kansas City Monarchs to be one of the catchers on the dead ball team. So it's Kansas City for Rodriguez. It's the Cuban Stars West for Bernardo Barro. Grant Home Run Johnson, the 1910 Chicago American Giants. It's all 1920 and earlier, but the franchises differ. So how do you know they're on the Dead Ball Stars? Well, it's because above the strategy box, I typed in Dead Ball Stars, so you can keep these guys sort of straight. Bill Monroe at third, Pop Lloyd at short or second, Dave Malarcher at third, then Spot Pulls, Frank Duncan, and Candy Jim Taylor round out the first page. All right, so that's what a page of Dead Ball Stars look like, and now I'll show you the Modern Stars. They're in green, did the same thing. Modern Stars typed up here in above the strategy box. Here we've got Ben Taylor, who did both pitching and playing a position. And you can see we kind of go through the whole set of 1921 and later great players who don't play or didn't play with franchises that are represented in the set. Okay. So let's review. This is the brand new Pine Tar Baseball Negro Leagues franchise all-star set. You get 8 legendary franchises: Chicago American Giants, Hilldale Daisies, Detroit Stars, Kansas City Monarchs, St. Louis Stars, Homestead Grays, Newark Eagles, and the Baltimore Elite Giants. Plus, you get the Dead Ball Stars and the Modern Stars teams. Plus, you get the Icons page to do with as you see fit. Now, the Icons include other guys, too, that you may have heard of, like, I don't know, Josh Gibson, Oscar Charleston, Willie Mays, guys like that. So you get 180 players total, plus you get the 9 icon cards for 189 total cards. To order the set, you can contact me by email or send money to my PayPal account and I will ship promptly. A PDF of this set is $10.99. $10.99 gets you the PDF sent to your email. If you want cards printed and shipped via UPS, $31.99 gets them into a padded email and cruising to your doorstep. When are these available? They're available today. So if you want to order this team, and I'm going to be doing some demo games over the next few weeks with these guys, but if you want to order them today, they are available for you. Just got to get the money to my PayPal account, berglund.kurt@yahoo.com. $10.99 gets you the PDF. $31.99 gets you the cards printed and shipped to your door via UPS. Not too many games create sets like this one. I know because I've looked. This is the best of the best. If there's interest, might even do a second volume 2 of this set with more franchises involved, but these are the big 8 for this set. Alrighty, I want to thank you so much for joining me on my unboxing of the Pine Tar Baseball Negro Leagues franchise all-star set. Please subscribe to my channel to get more demos of the set coming your way very, very shortly. And we will see you tomorrow for more Pine Tar Baseball on my channel. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. So long, everybody.